Welcome, season's greetings, Black women around the world. There's a lot going on. I just want to come on here today and I had some thoughts. I had some thoughts about the fact that Black women, we have been scammed. And the big shame, the big shame, y'all, is the fact that it's been going on for generations. And you're probably wondering, what is she talking about? Well, welcome to my channel. My name is Tonya and I am the Self-Care Maeve, and I help Black women over 40 look better, feel better without the pressure. I help them get off the altar of other people's expectations using and embracing decolonized self-care. If you don't know me, welcome to my channel. Hit the subscription button so that you can be notified when I go live or drop a new video like today. Back to the story, y'all. We have been scammed in a society that's been built on our subjugation, oppression, humiliation, trauma, suffering, labor, you name it. We have been scammed. And you're probably wondering, okay, so what's the scam? The scam is that Black women in particular have to earn rest. That's right. They have us out here overperforming, turning cartwheels, twisting our bodies, twisting our hair, subjugating, internalizing oppression, what have you, in systems that weren't built for us, trying to get them to see our humanity, trying to show them that finally we have earned rest. What has it gotten us? It has gotten us terrible, horrifying fetal and maternal health disparities. It has got us outpacing our counterparts, non-Black counterparts, in cardiovascular disease, diabetes, inflammatory diseases, burnout, stress, depression. That's what it's gotten us. That is the big scam. And I think some of us are finally waking up. But if you are not aware, I need you to marinate on this. In a society that wasn't built for us, but was built on our labor, our suffering, our energy, inequality, inequity, you will never be worthy. You will never earn the opportunity, the luxury of rest. Why? Because the goalposts are always changing. When things are unequal, there is inequity, there are disparities across the board, and systems that have been built to reinforce that. There's no degree of overperformance that's going to be able to justify or convince your oppressors and those systems that benefit from exploiting your labor, your body, your resources. There's no way you're going to be able to convince those stakeholders that you are worthy of rest. It's in their best interest not to. And ladies, that is the big scam. And so as we're closing in on not just this spiritual, physical, lunar cycle, whatever you want to call it, this season, this time of year, I need us to, as Black women, to look inward. Forget about spending and living in the capitalism and all of its trappings of patriarchy and oppression and exploitation. It's time for us to decouple from that, because those systems do not serve us, because one, they weren't built for us, and two, all of these systems are counter to the natural universal order of things. We are a people, and most indigenous people, those who are still connected to the universal cycles, both spiritual, physical, and environmental, those who are still connected to that, the overarching source of the universe and how things are supposed to be aligned and in balance, recognize that what is going on globally and what has been going on globally is counter to the natural order of things. And one of the harbingers, if you will, of things coming back into alignment is a violent pushback. And you see that in these looking at politically, globally, politically, what's happening around the world, where oppressive systems are being challenged. And because they're being challenged, because people are waking up globally and recognizing and trying to reconnect with the universal truths and the universal order of things, balance, alignment, equity, equality, you now have a pushback, a violent pushback in terms of all of these fascist, racist, alt-right movements that are coming up and bubbling to the surface, because those systems that have exploited so many across the world and caused so much suffering, they're under threat now because people are awakening. And one of the leading chargers or leading forces behind that is Black women. And that's not just Black women here in the diaspora, here in the US. In other parts of the diaspora, it's happening on the continent as well. When you look at the uprising currently going on in South Africa and all of the other women globally who are identifying and supporting the movement against femicide, and particularly Black femicide, but femicide globally, and violence against women, where women globally are saying enough, enough, enough. That is a spiritual breakthrough and outpouring that is symptomatic of the fact that things are changing, oppressive systems are beginning to break down, and because of that, there's this extinction burst of violence and even more suffering. So in other words, long story short, things are going to get worse before they get better. But back to the scam, ladies. Back to the scam. Black women have been told for generations, we gotta work 2, 3, 4, 5 times as hard as our white counterparts and non-Black counterparts in order to get even half of what we should be getting or what they're getting. That's the big scam. The same thing when it comes to rest, and that's why for us rest is a revolutionary thing. Self-care, particularly decolonized self-care that is in the touch and aligned with our roots in our ancestry, that is such a threat. And you see that it is such a threat simply from the reactions to us reclaiming those ways of nurturing and healing and being. Because decolonized self-care not only teaches, holds space for, and protects rest, nurturing for our women, but it empowers, it awakens. And so when you have a force this powerful, something called decolonized self-care, which is essentially a reclamation and reconnection with our natural ways of healing and being that our people brought even over here into the diaspora, in our rituals, in the ways we communicate, in the ways we relate to one another and engage and hold space for each other. It is baked into our DNA, our ancestry practices we held on even when we could not speak about it, even when we were punished for it. We found secret, sacred ways of protecting some elements of those indigenous practices, rituals, and states of being of our own people. And this is true for a lot of POC groups, indigenous groups, who have managed to survive and even thrive in spite of oppressive systems that have tried to stamp them out and erase them from history. This is true of us Black women, and Black women being the blueprint, the origin, the originators, the eaves of you, if you will, of humanity. There is a special power and way of being that only we can access. And so you wonder why, in the words of Malcolm X, who said the least respected and the most disrespected and the most unprotected is the Black woman. Why is that? Because fear, inferiority, insecurity is always threatened by something that is, something that holds space, something that by virtue of the fact that it exists has something intrinsically powerful about it without doing anything. And this is what I want us to tap into, to realize and reclaim the fact that it is a scam. We've been scammed, girls, ladies, women. It is time to wake up. It's time to throw off the shackles of the scam and recognize that we have been scammed. You don't have to earn your existence, let alone your rest. Every living organism in this entire universe, and I'd argue multiverse, never has to earn its existence, never has to earn its rest, its reclamation, its nurturing, and its protection. That is a lie of white supremacy. That is a lie of racism. That is a lie of patriarchy. That is a lie of misogyny, sexism. That is a lie of every oppressive force and system that currently exists in the world and is under threat by our awakening. So I want, as we go into this season of gratitude, of thanksgiving, of reflection, because this is what this season should be for us, particularly as Black women, when we are facing a lot of challenges given the political climate here, not just in the US of A, but globally. The uncertainty, the social political uncertainty, and just instability that we sense and we see taking place around the world. This is a time for us to be, embrace gratitude, embrace reflection, and reclaim ourselves and unpack the anti-Blackness, unpack the internalized colonial oppression and suffering that was forced on us and our ancestors. It's time to release that. It's time to unpack that, dismantle it, so that we can step truly into who we are. And so I just wanted to open your eyes to the fact, ladies, that we've been scammed. And that was a lie told to us by liars. And so that big scam that we had to earn or rest, we don't. We exist. We are a gift. I need us to tap into that. So happy season of gratitude and reflection and reclamation. Till next time, this is Tonya, the Self-Care Maven. Peace out, ladies.